This upcoming NFL draft is slated to be vastly different than those of recent memory, and for that reason, we are going to be discussing 3 potential draft night surprises to make note of. First and foremost, do not be surprised if there is a trade within the top 5. Now, I believe picks 1 through 3 are set in stone, but this is more so in relation to New England at pick 4. Their biggest positional need is offensive line, and the most skilled guys within that position group are slated to go anywhere between picks 7 and 13. If anyone is particularly high on Mason Graham or Ashton Jeanty, 2 people who are heavily rumored to Jacksonville at 5, then New England could trade back a few spots with any of those teams and still more than likely end up with a guy like Will Campbell, Armand Membu, or Kelvin Banks in their lap. A top 5 pick is not something you want to take for granted, but with New England's positional needs, this could be a fantastic decision. Next, do not be surprised if no receivers go within the first 15 picks. Now, I understand there are plenty of wide receiver needy teams within the first 15 picks, like the Jaguars, the Raiders, the Jets, the Panthers, the Saints. However, I see those teams addressing other positional needs within their selection spot. The team with the highest chance to select a receiver within the first 15 picks is Dallas at 12, and I believe they more than likely will select a receiver. But we need to remember that they lost Zach Martin to retirement, they're in dire need of a true running back 1, and no receiver has stood out enough to be a lock from picks 12 to 20. This would be just the 5th time that this has happened since 2010, and I believe there is a genuine possibility that this could take place. Lastly, do not be surprised if Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are the only quarterbacks selected in the first round. I understand there's been plenty of hype surrounding guys like Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe, and this is not necessarily a diss towards their skill set, but we need to remember that football is just as much the entertainment business as it is legitimate business. There are plenty of smoke and mirrors come draft time as well as late risers, and I think the first round hype surrounding guys like Dart and Milroe is to simply convince other GMs who are somewhat high on these prospects that you are equally enthused, if not higher, on those guys, and you're hoping to receive extensive draft capital for it. I've seen that the line on betting sites is currently set at over/under 2.5 quarterbacks selected in the first round, and the over is currently the favorite. But if I was a betting man, I would not fall for the smoke and mirrors. I would be taking the under.